Hey, Florida, how come you call it West Palm Beach when literally anything east of there, there's nothing there but water? Seriously, if there were an East Palm Beach, it'd be right in the middle of the ocean. Unless maybe you're hiding at the bottom of the ocean, like Atlantis or something. So, I am holding here in my hot little hands my Gibson Zakk Wylde signature Vertigo Les Paul. This guitar was a limited run of, I believe, 300. This one being number 81. Yeah, number 81. That they put out around circa 2011-ish, 2012, something like that. Not too long before Zakk Wylde left Gibson and started his own company, now known as Wylde Audio. I guess it's always been known as Wylde Audio. Anyway, several of you have asked me to do something, do a video with this guitar, and as luck would have it, this thing is about due for, matter of fact, this thing's past due for a new set of strings. So, I am going to restring this guy, but more so than that, the main purpose of this video, is this little device here, known as the String Butler. And what this is a little apparatus that you install right here on the headstock. Doesn't require any modifications or anything like that. It just hooks right onto the tuning post. Supposedly, because of the way the strings are fed through it, it's supposed to eliminate all of the tuning issues that Gibson's Les Pauls in particular are known for. So, this is a $50 or $45 or $50 solution to fixing the tuning issues on your Gibson. So we're going to give this thing a shot and see how well it works. Gibsons, of course, are known for their tuning issues. This one actually does not have the stock tuners on it. I actually put a set of Grover custom tulip tuners on it, which fixed it some. But it's still got the inherent tuning issues that Gibsons are known for, particularly on the G string. And if you're gonna sit there, good, my Gibson Les Paul stays, no, it doesn't. Stop it, shut up. I don't want to hear it. I don't believe it. So let's give this String Butler thing a try and see if we can tell any difference. Okay, so here we have a Gibson Les Paul headstock. Specifically that of my Les Paul, the one that I just showed you. Now, this guy right here, there's the String Butler. And because because I don't want this to turn into a 20-minute video of me restringing a Les Paul, because I think that's annoying. What I'm going to do next is, I'm gonna cut the strings off of here, and then the way this actually gets installed underneath the nuts of the low E and high E tuning posts. So this will be in the acrylic version. You can, they make this in several different finishes. This will be in the acrylic, and of course you can also get it in black and chrome and gold and nickel and all kinds of other stuff. But this one's the clear one made of acrylic, so it's less visible, but the material is also a little bit more fragile. So the instructions actually say if you're using the acrylic version, don't tighten these bolts down too far once you got it installed on the post. So what I'm going to do is cut the strings off of here, and then we'll pop this thing on and string it back up with some new strings, and take her for a spin after that. The idea, what we're trying to accomplish here, is once this thing is installed, which would be somewhere in this neighborhood, you'll notice as soon as the strings hit the nut, they flare out. And that just about every Gibson, traditional Gibson headstock does this. The idea of the String Butler is to keep them straight past the nut, and then of course they will flare out to their respective tuning machines after that point. But the theory here is that because the strings all flare out and they do not remain the same angle past the nut, that's the reason why so many Gibsons have so many tuning issues. And I encourage you to look at some of the other guitars that you own that are not Gibsons, and you'll notice most of them, the string
angle should be about, should remain straight, again, past the nut. It's, fenders are typically straight. Music Man, Paul Reed Smith, all of those headstocks from all of those brands, they don't, the strings don't flare out at an angle once they get past the nut. So that's the theory, and the string butler theoretically is supposed to correct that problem. So, like I said, I'm going to cut the strings off of here. We'll put this thing on and take it for a drive. Here we go. All right. So now that I've got strings off of this thing, we need to get this thing put on there, which appears to be very, very easy. All we got to do is, I've already loosened the nuts here in this particular instance. All we got to do is loosen one of those, basically just to get it out of the way, and then slide the other one in there in position. And then snug them down so that they look something like that. Get them hand tight here to start. Get it centered a little bit better. There we go. Alrighty. Now let's snug them down a little bit. I don't need to be on there too tight. Just enough. Octopus, by the way, if you are not using this tool, this is the Music Nomad Octopus, I think is what they call it, the Octa tool. I think it's called the Octopus. This thing's awesome. But because of the string butler itself, that particular size, none of the string butler or the octopus socket, nut driver things are going to fit on there properly. So I'm gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. There we go, just like that. So now I'm going to take a few minutes here and string this thing back up, and we'll take it for a test drive. Alrighty, so that's as difficult as it is. The string butler is now installed. Didn't have to modify a thing. Just again, loosen up those screws and slide it, or those nuts rather, slide it in there underneath. And now that's on, I think now you can kind of see, what the idea here behind it, behind this, what the theory behind this is. And again, notice now how all of the strings are maintaining the same angle after the nut before they split off towards the tuning machines. The two outside strings, the low and the high E string, of course, it didn't really affect those. Those are still the same, but realistically, those are not nearly the same angle as the rest of them. So there is a newer version of the string butler that's out now, I believe, that does, I think, have something in there to compensate for that. So, and by the way, just in case you're curious about what I put on here, this is a set of Ernie Ball M Steel 9 to 46. So, a little bit higher output string, same string gauge that was on here before, because that's what I like on my Les Pauls, and that's all there is to it. So here we go.
Okay, I am going to say this. So far, I am really, really, really impressed with this thing. This is a very cool device. I've sat down and I've been playing on it for 15, after I restrung it, I sat down and played on it for about 15 or 20 minutes. Then it went and I hung it up for 3 or 4 hours, back there in my guitar room, and pulled it back down off the wall. And this is still pretty well in tune. I will say I did just go and tune it up before I turned on the camera. It was maybe, it was slightly out of tune here, in a couple of spots, but I mean, nothing like a Les Paul usually is right after you restring it. I can. Still in tune. Zero tuning issues. This thing works. There is definitely something to the theory of the theory of keeping your strings straight after they go through the nut. You know, I never thought of that until I learned about the string butler, and I don't know why it is, but it is. You know, it absolutely seems to work. So whoever, the folks that invented this thing are absolutely ingenious. And like I said, I'm really impressed. I'm leaving this thing on here. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to get a couple more for some of my other Les Pauls. Wow. So, how about that? How to fix your Les Paul's tuning issues for under $50 without modifying your guitar. Links down in the description so you can go check it out. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you have not already. Thank you so much for watching. Adios. Go buy a string butler. You need it.